So, Mr. Georgiadis, thank you for being with us. I'm not going to say anything. He will say everything. All I can say is that here we have a person who delivers. And someone who talks about he is absolutely the confidence of whatever he has in the lifetime.
First of all, I want to say how happy I am being with all of you distinguished guests today here in New York. It's my third speech, my dear friend Jeffrey, my third speech as Minister of Development and Investment in the Capital Link. I want to congratulate Nick and Olga and Nick. They are really helping Greece all these decades to do wonderful things and go our beloved country one step forward. And I want a very good clap for them. But since I have to speak a little bit about our term in the government, because you know 2023 will be an election year, I'm not very worried about how many votes in democracy will take if we had elections in this room. I presume 100%. But we have to find a way to explain to the Greek people what exactly you have done these 3 years in the government. And I can tell you something that Nick may correct me. All the investments that came from the United States to Greece in the last 21 Capital Link Forum are less than the investment we attract from the United States and Greece in the recent 3 years. And I think this shows the level of the hard work we all done in the government. It's not just a personal success of mine as Minister of Development. I have to tell you that Mrs. Taikura said, but we're doing many things together almost every day because the two ministries are working together for many things, and I want to thank you for that. And of course, Mrs. Krekas, who is here, and maybe 10 times per day we call each other to solve issues. You understand that energy was always very important, but after the war of Ukraine has been maybe the key factor of all the investments. And for good reasons and for bad reasons. To be honest, I will explain a little bit why it's also good. So it's a teamwork, but it produces results. And I will tell you the secret of this success, because you know, after me, Nick Stathopoulos will take the floor. Nick Stathopoulos is not only one of my friends, but he's one of the biggest investors in the country. He's done a lot of things in the country. And he knows that, yes, we deliver because we are trying to send a very clear signal to all the investors. We believe that investors are coming to a country that really wants the investment to come and stay to a country that they are appreciating. And the signal our government is sending to any investor throughout the world is that we respect other people's time and money. You will permit me to say some things for Mr. Jeffrey Pyatt that has the honor, make us the honor to be with us here today. And I will not speak as one of his friends. I think I'm one of his friends. But I will speak up someone that lived the 6 years in Greece, and what an amazing job you did, Jeffrey, in our country. An amazing job. US and Greece's relationship were never better. And you really understand how difficult this was some years ago. When I started my political career and I was promoting that I was a pro-American fan, and have political fights for them. After Jeffrey Paget's term in Greece, the 90% of our public opinion is pro-American. And this guy played a key role in that, and personally. And I'll tell you how we work together to start this flow of US investments from the United States to Greece when I entered the office. When I had the honor, the Prime Minister, to appoint the Minister of Development and Investment in Greece, I started to examine why we had such less US investment in the country. We realized soon enough that we were in one list, 301, one list that nobody should be included, because Greece was stealing spiritual property from the United States of America. So we came here with Jeffrey. On September 19, we made a deal with the US government. We paid the fees we owed. We were excluded from the list. And then we worked for a deal between the two governments, a business deal, that we signed with Secretary Pompeo at that time in Thessaloniki, that encouraged US investments to Greece in the digital sector and high technology. Today, as we speak, 3 years after of all this effort, see how many things have already done. Microsoft is doing a huge investment with 3 data centers in Africa. Yesterday, with the Prime Minister, we made the opening ceremony for one big data center, Digital Realty, already built in Koropi, Athens 3, and we issued yesterday the permit for Athens 4, another one big data center from Digital Realty in Athens. Google has announced their own investment, a huge data center in Greece. Amazon Web Services announced and already done one investment in Greece, and they're increasing their investment. Pfizer started in Thessaloniki. Last year, Mr. Bulla was here, and this Pfizer's investment in Thessaloniki goes fantastic well. Choose came in Thessaloniki with Deloitte, and they start a huge investment in Thessaloniki. All this didn't happen by accident. They are happening because we showed the rest of the world the competitive advantages Greece has, the great location Greece has, the good people and the good labor force Greece has, and a government that had the mandate from the people and had the right leadership from the Prime Minister to be transformed to a very business-friendly country. Mr. Fotakidis is in the room. I want to thank him for being here. And he worked with various governments throughout the year because CBC is a long-term partner and long-term investor in the country, and I really respect and appreciate that. I'm sure if you will ask him, he will tell you that this government is really a business-friendly government. We believe that the future of our country, of our people, will come from the transform of Greece, from this Greece of causing problems to the Greece that finds solutions. And I will tell you only one story in my term that made me really proud. Some months ago, we had in Zapping one big fest with our pre-competition committee, and we had invited Mrs. Vestager, the Vice President of Commission, and the Commissioner of Digicom, maybe the most important member of the Cabinet of Commission. She came to Athens for a few hours, she took the floor, and she said exactly what I'm going to tell you now. Mr. Minister, she said, addressing to me, I have a very heavy schedule. I have an invitation to go throughout all the countries of the European Union, a lot of work in Brussels. But I wanted to find time to come here in Athens to tell you what we're going to hear now. I'm very proud about Greece, because until 2015 and 2016, the only reason for us to talk about Greece in Brussels was either to talk if Greece will stay into the Eurozone or not, either to solve the problem that Greece had and how to find a way to help it. For the recent 3 years, I want to tell you that many times I said to many of your colleagues, do it as Greece doing it. Ms. Vestager said exactly that Greece now is a good example of European Union. And I am very proud that our government managed to do that. Many people think that we are going to win the elections because Tsipras and his team is incompetent, or they had a very bad reputation from the past, which all these are true. But I will tell you what I really feel. For me, when someone tells me you are a much better minister than the ministers of Syriza, this doesn't make me feel proud. The truth is, please don't tell me something like that. I'm almost offended. Because anybody could be a better minister than the minister of Syriza. We want to win the elections because we deserve to win the elections, because our Prime Minister is a really good Prime Minister and the government did a very hard job in very difficult conditions these 3.5 years. And Greece now has already changed the status of the country a lot. See the energy crisis that we deal with now after the illegal invasion Russia did in Ukraine. Suddenly, energy became the first one Eastern European economy. But see what's happening? Greece is in a much better shape than all the Northern European countries. All these countries that for decades were showing themselves much more competent and much more well organized and much better, with better predictions than Greece had, suddenly are on the air. Because we have to say that they never heard the US government throughout the decades that they should diversify their energy sources and not be so binding with Russia. Greece has already did our homework. Greece is one of the less dependent from Russian natural gas country. And now we are in a position even of exporting energy, natural gas to neighboring countries, as Bulgaria. This is a small miracle, sir. Greece is now one of the most important parts of the solution of the energy crisis of Europe. And in the years to come, this will be much faster. See what's happened in the renewable energy area, which is something that unites a lot the two ministries, mines and Kostas Krekos. The investments are coming for renewable energy of Greece are enormous. The truth is, they are more than we can handle. If we didn't have the problem of the grid, I don't know where we would stop. Mr. Skylakakis can tell you that with the fast procedure of licensing the renewable energy production in Greece, this year we saved more than 2 billion euros from our budget from imports of natural gas that we didn't do in these high prices because we managed to produce much more quantities of renewable energy in the country. And this is a big success for Greece. I'm totally confident that in the years to come, we will manage to change the competitive disadvantage that energy still is for our industry and our economy to a competitive advantage. And Theodore Skylakakis of the future will be much more happy with the budget of energy, because we have to say that we wouldn't have survived if Mr. Skylakakis was not so efficient in the energy bills. Thank you very much, Mr. Skylakakis, for that. But see what's happening now. Suddenly, investments in the renewable energy sector are much more efficient and much more profitable because of the war and the new environment. And people like my friend Mr. Sakellari, who's also in the room, can find the opportunity to come and invest serious money in Greece. We George to come more and invest more money into Greece. Sorry, but I have to sell a little bit of Greece here again. Excuse me. So, in the renewable energy, Greece has a huge advantage, and we will manage to deliver. This year, I'm sure you follow the statistics of our economy. We'll have a growth rate. Our budget says 5.6. I can tell you my estimation, it will be over 6%, 6.2, 6.3 maybe. And this will be one of the best performances throughout the European Union for 2022. And if we continue with this rhythm, 2023, even though it will be a year of recession for Europe and slowdown of the economy because of the crisis, the inflation, and the high rates, Greece will still have growth. We say in our budget 1.8%. I think it will be bigger if we continue to have a stable government, which is a very key factor issue for economy. But we will, because we'll win. I have not really worries on that. So we will manage to overcome the crisis in 2023 much better than the most of European countries. And I want to say that because investments are playing a key role in that area. This year, Greece managed to have a triple record. We have all-time high record in foreign direct investments. It's the second year in a row that we have an all-time record in FDIs. We managed to have, for 7th quarters in a row, a huge increase of our investment rate, and Greece, for this period of 21-23, will be the champion in European Union in the speed of the investment of the country, more than any other European country. Of course, there is the argument that 10 years before, but this big crisis, and we were de-invested for many years, so the needs were much more. But the reality that the country now attracts huge investments or medium investments in much major scale, this is a reality, and no one can question that. Second record, we have a record of exports. We passed 50 billion euros in exports and more than 20% of our GDP in exports. More than Italy, more than France through GDP and the value of exports. Almost similar with Portugal, that was always the champion in the recent year in this area. Double digit since we had 12 years ago. This is a real proof of the transform of our economy and how much more competitive we are. And third record, we will be the only European country that in 2022 we will have higher revenues of tourist income than 2019, which was until now the best year ever in European tourism. 3 records in a year with inflation, with energy crisis, with war, and with the COVID pandemic that hasn't really stopped. For 2023, I can tell you now that through our ministry, from the strategic investments, we have already approved more than 7.5 billion strategic investments for 2023. And of course, with Mr. Skylakakis, from RRF, there is a small miracle there. The way Mr. Skylakakis and his team decided to design how we will spend the part of the loans of RRF, I think it's a world example of how efficient and fast the absorbing of this money has already been done. More than 10 billion euros investment plans have already been approved from the banks from the RRF loan program. So if you add all these investments together, the years to come will be a flourishing years for Greek economy. And I want to tell you that many of you are already investing in Greece, so they know that what we say is real. Some of you are thinking to invest. Don't lose time. After some period of time, it will be too late. I want to say I'm very happy that JP Morgan decided to do this laboratory in Athens. 50 people, computer engineers being hired by JP Morgan is not a small thing for us. The added value for investment like that for the country is much more important. The announcement that JP Morgan comes and trusts Greece and our economy for investment like that is fantastic news for me and my career. Thank you very much for that. And I will tell you what I heard yesterday and was publicly announced in the country in the opening ceremony of Digital Realty's Athens 3rd data center. The CEO of Digital Realty named me as the Doctor of Investments. I will say yes to this title because the main thing I'm doing every day is to see any investment, one by one, if it has any kind of problem, not only in the Ministry of Development, but throughout the country, the region, the municipality, everything, and we try to solve it as fast as possible. And since I see my friend Dr. Pitsilis here, I have to say a small story before I give the floor to Mrs. Stathopoulos. When we were elected, it was August 2019. Blackstone came to Greece to buy 6 hotels. In order this purchase to be closed, they needed something very important for their investment from our tax authorities. It was a very legal and logical request, but it has never been done before in our country. So they came to my office, explained me the problem, and asked me to find a way out because without that, they couldn't close the deal. This was the first time during my tenure, I have many more examples to show, that we worked with Mr. Pitsilis together to find a solution. In the beginning, nobody believed that we could really deliver. It has been delivered. The truth is almost the last day of the term. But the important thing is that it has been delivered. The investment was proceeded, done. It proved a fantastic investment for Blackstone, and now they are doing much more. That's the spirit of our government. Problems in investment will occur because life always has problems. Since most of us in the room are Greeks, and I will tell you in English for our foreign friends, if you just try to understand what the word genethlia means in the Greek language, genethlia, birthday. Genethlia, an ancient Greek philosopher explained, that means the day you start to try hard. Athlos is trying hard. That's athleticism. Okay. This is the day that you will start trying hard. The day you will die is the day you go for rescue. And the in-between period in the ancient Greek language is Vios. Vios, you may know Vim, vis, the Latin word for power, for strength. Vios means you have to have strength to cover all this distance between the day you were born and the day you will die. So the main idea is we will have problems, and investments will have problems in any country of the world, in the most business-friendly country in the world. But what our government and our country now can give you? Reasonable people with good faith that when are going to be needed, they will be there to find a solution to the problem and help you go forward. And I think this spirit that this government has made all the difference and had all these great results until today, in a very difficult period, in the pandemic period, in a war period, in an inflation period. Greece managed to stay strong, to change everything, and to solve the future with great expectation. I'm sure that if these first 4 years of Kyriakos Mitsotakis' government had such big results to investments, the next 4 years will be brilliant. And we will be here in the capital league, even if I'm the minister or not. It doesn't make real difference. If you invite me, I will come even if I'm not the minister. But we will be happy as Greeks and proud to see the real progress of our country and the years to come. Because we want to make it happen, and we will make it happen. Thank you very much.
Άδωνις Γεωργιάδη, από τον Αμέρισκη. Τον Νίκο, λέγεται να κάνει ένα λίγο σταδόπλο, business partner. Νίκο, I think you are the longest investor in Greece and one of the biggest, if not the biggest. So the life of the country.
Okay, I'll let the minister sit down, but it's very, very, very difficult to follow this up. I'm not sure this is a good idea to have me speak after Άδωνις. So, Nicola, I think this was a hospital bus.